Good morning, everyone. Good morning, children. Settle down now. No, I'm joking. I have a quick reminder here about banquet this Saturday. Remember, you can start arriving at 5:30. We'll have that dinner at 6. It's at Eberly Farms. We'll send out an announcement and everything, and about the transportation and all that. So be on the lookout for that. So yeah, remember this Saturday. So be well prepared. Thank you.
Morning, Barclay family. It's the last time I get to say that this semester. I'm kind of sad. I know. Some of you are like, yay. So welcome to our, this is our graduate recognition chapel, and also we'll be doing some awards. And so we're going to go ahead and get started moving in that direction. And so I passed out some things of people who are given awards, but will you just stop and pray with me this morning? O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name at Barclay College and in this space. We pray today, God, that the awards been given will be a testament of your majestic name. And we thank you for each person gathered here today. We're glad that we get to celebrate with the body here at Barclay, with the Barclay family. We pray these things in your name. Amen. All right, Aaron, Mr. Aaron, you're up. Come on up.
Okay. All right. Got a series of awards here to hand out. First up is the Citizenship Award. This award is given to the student who demonstrates willingness to dedicate themselves to the advancement of the college community as shown by accepting and fulfilling responsibility without complaint. The ability to see and work toward the goal of the common good is paramount. The winner of the Citizenship Award is Isaac Wright. Have we really never heard him complain? Leadership Award. This award is given to the student who leads in all phases of student life in the proper direction. Election to office is a sign of acceptance of leadership by the student body. The recipient of this award demonstrates a positive influence in student activity, religious life, witnessing, conduct, and appearance. The winner of the Leadership Award is Krista Insminger. Christian Service Award is given to those in preparation for full-time Christian vocation and is based upon church participation, consistency of life with one's testimony, attitude toward this college and the biblical studies classes, and fervent dedication to God. The Christian Service Award goes to Emma Garrison. All right, we've got the Drama Award. This award is given to the student who has displayed exemplary leadership, enthusiasm, and dedication to the theatrical arts. One is Catherine Rodriguez, who's not here because she graduated last semester. The other, and it was never in any doubt whatsoever, Jackson Entz. Music Award is based upon musical ability, cooperation with music groups and instructors, improvement shown, faithfulness in practice and in musical activities. The Music Award is given to Tegan Summers. All right, we got one more. This is the Delta Epsilon Chi Award. This award is given to encourage and recognize graduating seniors and alumni from among the accredited institutions of ABHE who have distinguished themselves by intellectual achievement, Christian character, and leadership ability. The three Greek words translated approved in Christ, which are dokimos in Christos, found in Romans 16:10, begin with the three Greek letters delta epsilon chi, and thus the name and meaning of the ABHE Honor Society. We have two winners of the Delta Epsilon Chi Award. They are Peyton Stewart and Emma Garrison. All right, that's it for me. Next up is Mikhail.
Hello. So, I get the honor of presenting this year's Greek Award, first time taking over for Glenn. And I am a firm believer that everyone should learn a little bit of Greek. So the word for greetings, kairein. Great. So, also fun, kairein comes from the Greek word kairo, which means joy, and it is my joy to present this year's Greek Award to Peyton Stewart.
Good morning. It's my privilege to tell you about an academic recognition called the Endowed Scholar Award. This award recognizes 11 families or individuals who have contributed significantly to the endowments at Barclay College that help underwrite your full tuition scholarship. The students recognized today were selected by the faculty to correspond with the parameters set by those who provided the endowments. This is a one-year recognition for these students, and on the day they graduate, a medallion will be given to be worn on that auspicious occasion. The following students are the endowed scholars for the 2023-2024 year. When you hear your name, please come forward to receive your recognition and remain in front until all have come forward. And since we're going to be doing 11 of these, let's just do the 3 clap deal, okay? You all know about that, right? Dot, 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 after each name. The Robert Storms Endowed Scholar, Jackson Entz. You did great. The David and Ruth Smitherman Endowed Scholar is Lori Jenkins. Excellent. The Rocky Mountain Yearly Meeting Endowed Scholar is Brian Penna. With a little extra enthusiasm. The Zimmerman Endowed Scholar is Viviana Rios. The Eva Ellis Endowed Scholar is Marcy Sparks. The Merle Rowe Endowed Scholar is Destiny Aiden. The Faye Wheeler Endowed Scholar is Krista Ensminger. The Stan and Tracy Stark Endowed Scholar is Abhishek Gardia. Still doing great. The Anderson Endowed Scholar is Caleb Donathan. The Fred and Esther Johnson Endowed Scholar is Gloria Howard. And last but not least, the Albertson Endowed Scholar is Kenyon Bruner. Would you please congratulate our endowed scholars?
I'm presenting a Teacher Education Award today in the absence of Shelley Leininger. And today I'll be presenting the Teacher of Promise. So this is how it reads to the person who receives this. Congratulations, your college or university has selected you as one of the outstanding teacher education students identified as Teachers of Promise. You have an opportunity to participate in several activities this year held in conjunction with the Kansas Teacher of the Year celebration in Wichita. You are invited to a state's award banquet where you will be recognized as a 2024 Kansas Teacher of Promise, and the banquet will be at Wichita Marriott Hotel. You will receive a special certificate of recognition during that ceremony, and the name of your institution and your students will also be printed on the program. Your institution has been asked to sponsor you and to recognize you at your institution. And so today we want to recognize and give this award to Isaac Wright. And I don't have anything to hand to you, so I'll just shake your hand. How about that?
So myself and Ryan Hayes and Kayleen Stevens are what we call the Athletic Director Committee. And so I want to recognize some of our athletes who some have already received awards and some have not. And so let me just start with what we call all conference awards. Those have already been given out, but if I tell you, read your name, if you just stand up and give us a nice wave to the audience. So in the women's basketball team, all conference second team, Kate Siminuk. And in the men's basketball team, all conference, second team, Davion Knight. And in the men's basketball team all conference was honorable mention Jameer Satchel. So after conference, they go to what's called regional playoffs. And so second team, all region, Viviana Rios. And for the women, first team, all regional, with a plaque, is Kate Siminuk. All right, for the men, all regional basketball team, second team, Davion Knight. And Jameer Satchel.
This morning, I have the privilege of presenting service awards to our employees, our faculty, staff, administration, and let me just preface it by saying that no leader is any better than the people that surround him or her. And we have a fabulous group of people that serve you, who walk Jesus before you, who live that in their lives and demonstrate that to you and give you a great foundation for going out of here with models of success all around you. I know a lot of our students continue to keep in contact with our faculty and staff and administration, And so this is a way to honor them and to thank them. We have a fabulous group of people, and so we're gonna celebrate them this morning. We have two 10-year award individuals. These people came to Barclay College in 2014. Most of you were just starting junior high. In 2014, the Malaysian airliner 370 vanished without trace with 239 people on board. The big movies of that year were American Sniper, The Hunger Games, and Guardians of the Galaxy. A Canon Pixel camera in 2014 cost $199. Famed microbiologist James Watson put his 1962 Nobel Prize up for auction in 2014 due to financial hardships caused by a controversial statement in 2007. It sold for $4.1 million and was promptly returned to him by the buyer. The Bermuda land snail was thought to be extinct in the 70s, but was rediscovered in a Hamilton City alleyway. The World Series champions were the San Francisco Giants, the Super Bowl champs, Seattle Seahawks, boy, that was a long time ago, NBA champions, San Antonio Spurs, and the Stanley Cup champions were the Los Angeles Kings. The NCAA football champions, Ohio State University, and NCAA basketball champions, UConn. Wow. Under Don't Try This at Home, in December 2014, Google became more valuable than the entire Russian stock market. Mazda recalled 42,000 cars because a yellow sac spider climbed into the gas tank and formed a web blocking the airflow. Cheetos made a fragrance called Cheeto. Try that one on. Godzilla was seen for only 8 minutes in the 2014 Godzilla movie. If all the K-Cups sold in just the year 2014 were laid end to end, they would circle the earth 10 times. And during the Super Bowl and Puppy Bowl, National Geographic Wild showed a fish bowl, a 4-hour clip of a goldfish swimming in a bowl. Would you join me in congratulating our two 10-year recipients who helped lay the K-Cups around the globe 10 times? Larry Lewis, and Kayleen Stevens. This year we also have 3 15-year recipients. These individuals came to Barclay College in 2019. You were starting kindergarten. Some of you. Okay, first grade. The cost of gasoline was $2.73 and a postage stamp cost 42 cents. Top song of the year was I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas, and the movies of that year were Avatar, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, and Harry Potter, the Half-Blood Prince. Yes. The Xbox 360 60 gigabyte cost $250, and women's Nike running shoes were going for $84. World Series champions, New York Yankees. Super Bowl champions, Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. Okay. NBA champions, Los Angeles Lakers. Then NCAA football champions, Alabama, and NCAA basketball champions, North Carolina. The big hit television shows, American Idol, Dancing with the Stars, and Sunday Night Football. Under Don't Try This at Home, on July 28th, Stephen Hawkins threw a party for time travelers. He announced the party the day after it happened and reported no one showed up. Okay? In 2009, the Philippines had a flood. A teenager named Momar Magalas saved 30 lives by leaping into the rushing waters and saving families from danger. He repeatedly jumped back in to save others, including a trapped mother and a baby. In 1989, the highest paid Major League Baseball player was paid $2 million. 20 years later, in 2019, the highest paid was $33 million. Burger King had a promotion where you'd receive a free Whopper if you deleted 10 Facebook friends. And the city of Madison, Wisconsin voted to make the plastic lawn flamingo the city's official bird. Would you join me in congratulating our 3 15-year recipients who may or may not have flamingos in their front yard? First, Shelby Williams, who is online. Hi, Shelby. Congratulations. Debbie Fulkert. I'm surprised she didn't wear something from the theater like a colorful coat or something. And Dr. Adrian Halberstadt. And thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, as you can see, we are recognizing a lot of graduates today. And so if you are a graduate to be recognized, why don't you go ahead and come up and take your place on the stage. Stand. Or move it. Me and my invisible friend here on the end. So here's what we're going to do. The mic will start down there. We'll start at this time right here by Marcy. And I'm just going to have you introduce yourself and what your degree you're graduating with is.
I'm Marcy Sparks, and I'm graduating with a criminal justice degree.
I'm Lori Jenkins. I'm graduating with my psychology degree.
I'm Kristen Swinger. I'm graduating with my psychology and family studies degree.
I'm Emma Garrison. I'm graduating with business admin.
I'm Tegan Summers. I'm graduating with my associates in general studies.
I'm Logan Rosales. Same thing.
CJ, criminal justice.
I'm Melissa Coker. I'm graduating with psychology and family studies.
I'm Koyance. I'm graduating in criminal justice and psychology.
I'm Jalen. I'm graduating in psychology and family studies.
I'm Peyton Stewart, and I'm graduating with a degree in Bible theology.
I'm Jackson. I'm graduating with a business degree.
I'm Oren. I'm graduating with a sports and recreational ministry degree.
I'm Mason. I'm graduating with a master's in spiritual formation.
I'm Caleb, graduating with a degree in Bible and theology.
I'm Isaac, elementary ed.
I'm AG, graduating with a business degree.
I'm Billy, graduating with a sports and recreation degree.
Wait, can we just give him a big hand? That's so many people. So many great accomplishments. So we're going to start off down at that end with Davion, and I'll just tell you all that if you don't want to respond to the questions, that's fine. You can just pass the mic to the next person. So the first two that we're going to do together is what is something you have enjoyed about Barclay, and what is something you will miss about Barclay? And you can choose to answer both or just one.
Something I'll miss about Barclay is probably the traveling with basketball. And but something I've enjoyed about Barclay is basketball.
Typical. Something I've enjoyed about Barclay is just all the friends and people that I've met here. Excluding Davion. Something I'll miss is probably the basketball trips.
Something I've enjoyed is the spontaneous outings with friends, and something I'll miss is probably Jeannie, CD, and Marty.
I have enjoyed having some really close friends really nearby. That has been a highlight. Something I will miss is being somewhere that encourages me to think a lot.
My answer for both of these is the people. I've met quite a few wonderful people in my time here, and I'll probably still talk to them, but being the local, being able to interact with everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Mason on that. I've just enjoyed all the friends that I've made, and a lot of them are basically family now, so.
My answer for both has to be the theater productions that go on here. I enjoyed them an incredible amount, and I sure will miss them now that I'm graduating.
My favorite thing about Barclay was the first chapter of his apology, as well as just in general the community, the faculty, and the staff, and all of the people here. That's also what I'll miss the most, especially things like hanging out with Josh at his house, or our irregular bi-weekly meetings with Derek Brown, as well as Jackson Ent's performances.
What I've enjoyed is the basketball program and just being with like teammates. And then what I'll miss is I like the culture here and like what people do for you, and also the people I've met.
What I will miss about Barclay is the people. Shout out to Miss Rona, Ashura, Kiki, Neville, Nathan, my boss over there, and Miss Tracy, everybody. And what I enjoy about Barclay was the chapel. It was really a good moment because it helped me to connect more about God, and working in the cafeteria with Miss Rona. That's my mom right there.
Something I've enjoyed is making new memories with all my friends and making new friends here. What will I miss? I'll miss probably the environment and just the people that aren't even in the college, just the people around town and how nice they are, how inviting they are.
I guess what I miss is some of the people. Shout out to Mr. Jarrett in the back, Miss Elena, Miss Stevens, Miss Brocky, Pastor Todd, I got you. And shout out to my friends, Cam, the basketball team, the girls, Tierra, Jazz, Lisa. Big love, big love.
Something I've enjoyed the most was definitely the theater program, big shocker. That's something I'm definitely going to miss, and all the friends I made there. I mean, they're all family. Yeah.
I've really enjoyed getting to know just all types of different people, and I'll really miss getting to live with my best friends and have like a forever sleepover, and just have the best conversations. And I'll also really miss the theater if I am not still in the area. So.
Ditto, I'll miss the people, the community, and I didn't get to take a Jared Ross class this semester, but I'll miss those classes and the discussions that happened in those.
I will miss the community. Barclay was the first place I ever really experienced true Christian community, so I'll definitely miss that. I'll miss my friends, and I'll miss girls' night because that was the best part of my college experience. And I'll miss Lori's cookies.
So something I've enjoyed about Barclay is just getting to know everybody here. It's been a great time. It's a good environment. I actually enjoy Haviland, Kansas. So, but something I'll miss about Barclay is everybody knocking on my door at 2 a.m., people, just making noise, dancing in the room above me, croyants. But no, honestly, I won't miss that because I will be here next year also. So I'm not leaving.
Honestly, I'm kind of a nerd, so I really enjoyed the classes. I really enjoyed learning and all my teachers. I too am staying in Haviland, so I'll still be around, but I'm going to miss Miss Jeannie a ton. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, we're going to move to the next set, and please don't feel obligated to answer all these. A favorite class, a favorite event, a favorite quote or saying by a teacher or staff or administration.
My very favorite class was Teaching of Friends with Aaron Stokes. I don't know if he's here, but it was such a great class, lots of good discussion. And I'd say if anyone's ever taken a Kevin class, we would all be able to know about the original intent that God had in the garden with Adam and Eve.
I don't really have a favorite class. I learned a lot in all of them. All of them were challenging in different ways. And so I really enjoyed that. As far as a favorite event, I'd have to say the musicals were probably my favorite. Musicals and plays. Yeah.
My favorite class in psychology was General Psych with Keith White. I really enjoyed Intro to Lit with Tim Hawkins because we got to watch Moana and Hamilton. And then my favorite Bible class was Romans with Josh Bunce because we took that at 8 a.m. And if you've ever been in an 8 a.m. Josh class, that's really fun. So going along with that, my favorite quote was from Josh when he screamed, "Your face is weak," at me at 8 in the morning. And additionally, my second favorite quote is by Jesse Penna when I told him that I got a job after college, and he told me, "Praise be and minister on." And then my favorite event was student retreat my first semester when we did buckets and board, because that was the only part of student retreat I got to go to because I got COVID.
All right, I don't have any favorite quotes, but my favorite classes were Theology of Worship and Business Law with Miss Kayleen. And Miss Kayleen, I guess a quote, she always says, "Ask questions." And yeah, y'all should ask more questions.
My favorite classes, I really loved Fundamentals of Speech with Randy and Personal Evangelism Seminar because I really love mission stuff, and Intro to Worship with Jarrett. And my favorite quote was in New Testament with Kevin, and he said, we were talking about how we're supposed to be the salt of the earth, and he was talking about seasonings and slap your mama seasoning, and then he said, so essentially we're called to be walking slap your mamas.
My favorite class had to be Old and New Testament with Josh Bunce. Bro was the GOAT. I also really like Old Testament poetry with Derek Brown. To go along with that, my favorite quote is from Derek Brown. At the end of every class, I go, "Okay, thank you." That's how the classes win. It's my favorite.
I don't have a favorite class, but I have favorite teachers. Derek Brown, Larry Lewis, and I actually really like Stephen King. A favorite event I have is probably, I said actually because a lot of people don't like his classes. A favorite event is when we do the No Talent Talent show or the Super Bowl party. And then a favorite quote, I have three. I won't say who they're by. The first one is stroke the peanut butter off of her. The other one is I'm gonna pimp out these AI hoes. And the last one is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Uh, my favorite class is probably restoration and justice because where I'm from, we really need restoration in our community and Old Testament and poetry. And I would say my favorite event was when this fussy on my seat, and I almost did not even go to a away game, and I was so mad. But at the end of the day, she gave me my seat, and we went to our games. That was my favorite event.
I don't really have like one favorite class. I like all my psychology classes. I would just say I learned a lot in them, and they taught me things about myself, and then also how to look into other people. As far as an event, I would say just basketball games. So, yeah.
My favorite class, probably a tie between Jesse Penna's Spiritual Formation 1 and Gene Pickard's Greek class. I was fantastic. He was an amazing teacher, a great man. Probably my favorite event took place over the course of about 2 or 3 months. I had Jared, Tyree, me, Caleb, Will, and Clayton spent about $80 on 300 little plastic rubber ducks. And every day before Aaron came into work, we placed increasing numbers of them in front of his office door. By the end, we had placed all 300 of them in front of his door over the course of 3 months, and that was probably one of the most amazing parts of my college experience. I have two really good quotes that stick with me. One is Josh Bunce saying that all orthodoxy is paradoxy, and the other is that God is not a sperm donor to the universe.
I don't really have a favorite class. I don't have one I could put above anything else. Favorite event has to be show week, both weekends, whether it's a play or a musical. It's the culmination of months of rehearsals. A favorite quote above everything else that sticks out to me is one that I've heard just so many times over my time here from Randy Shetley. Let's go tell a story.
All right, so I would say all of Larry's classes were definitely my favorite. I love showing up to all of them. And then I would say Writings of John this semester with Kevin has been a really great class. There's just 3 of us, so it's very conversation-based, which I love more than just getting lectured. And then I don't really have, it's not technically a quote, but almost every class period this semester, Kevin has called me by my brother's name, and he has known me since I was like this tall, so.
My favorite class or classes was the church history classes. Just all of them are really awesome. My favorite event, hitting the submit button on my capstone. That was a pretty big one. But outside of that, thanks to Canyon, I can now quote draft day, so that's nice. And my favorite overall event with him was staying up all night watching Adam Sandler movies. And my favorite quote from a teacher or staff was Josh Bunce, when we went over the Reformation, said something to the effect of, "What is the point of unity if we are united in walking off a cliff?"
My favorite classes were ones that I took from Josh and from Jared. My favorite event was all the late night runs to Taco Bell with my friends, or basically any time we left. Favorite quote from Jeannie Ross: "Quit touching that stapler, I'm gonna break your hand."
It's a good one. Favorite events would probably be intramurals back when we did those. They were very fun. And there's lots of good quotes, but I'm going to keep those with me because you got to get to know the people if you want to know these quotes.
My favorite class would be small business management with Kayleen. Favorite event is probably any postseason trips that we took. I don't really have any quotes. I can't remember anything.
I don't have a favorite class. My favorite event will probably be when I scored 2,000 points, and I don't have a favorite quote.
We're going to move on to the next two questions. And once again, don't feel obligated to answer them both. How has God transformed you since being at Barclay? And for some of you, this is a little different because not everybody up here is a senior. But what would your senior self say to your freshman self?
How has God transformed me? I say He transformed me by me being more communicative. So, like, when I got here, I wasn't talking to anybody. So, yeah, I talk to a lot of people now. Bro, quit laughing at me, bro. What will your senior self say to your freshman self? Get out of your shell.
I'd say God transformed me by just opening my eyes and realizing that there's a lot bigger things in your present moment. You got something to say over here?
No, bro.
All right. What my senior self would say to my freshman self, probably just keep your head down and keep working.
As a freshman, college will be more fun if you get out and do things.
God has transformed me to think bigger and more broadly about things like theology and stuff like that. My senior self would say to my freshman self, become friends with Jeannie day one and go to therapy.
So a way that God transformed me while I was here was basically make me more ecumenical more in my approach. Be willing to listen to people. You don't have to agree with them, and they don't have to agree with you, but just be willing to listen to them. And what my senior self would say to my freshman self, stop being overly concerned with what the right answer to get a good grade is, and be focused on what is actually right.
So I would tell my freshman self two things. First, enjoy every moment that you have here because it's going to go by really fast. You're going to have random moments. Some of my favorite memories here are the random trips to Walmart or McDonald's with friends that are now my family. So just enjoy every moment. There's times where you might be like, "Oh, I want to get out of here," but looking back, I wouldn't take any of those away. Any of those memories. And then the second thing is go to class and do your homework and you won't be here for 5 years.
God has transformed me a lot since I've been here at Barclay. When I first got here in 2019, I didn't know what I wanted to do for a career or anything. I was just here to sort of get away from home. But God has opened many doors for me. He's given me many opportunities, and I feel like I finally have a path, both a career path and a spiritual path that I can go on from here. So He has changed my life while I've been here. And what would I say to my senior self? Well, a lot like Warren, it's kind of hard to pass classes if you don't do homework. So just sit down and do your homework. It's worth it, I promise.
I think I've been transformed by God in many very, very significant ways. Probably the most practical being that I've learned a better rhythm of rest and work in the midst of some of the busiest times in my life. And in doing so, I've learned the importance through many different teachers and many different voices of recognizing God's presence in every individual moment. So sort of hopefully constantly living in the presence of God at all times. That has been something that I've been learning to do and has been incredibly valuable for me. I would say a handful of things to my freshman self. I would say, right on, you're doing good stuff. I'm still down with that. Also, don't look at the ground while you walk around. terrible habit, and it will make you feel better about yourself. And also, 2.5 years is way shorter than you think it is. Yeah, so make the most of all of that.
How God's transformed me, I would say just building me back up into like a stronger person. I probably wouldn't be saying that years ago, but what I would say to my freshman self is to let go.
How has God transformed me is that I never really been close to God as I am at Barclay. I know my dad is a pastor. I grew up in a church. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I've been in church, but at Barclay, it helped me to find myself, to depend on myself by God, because I don't need my parents, I don't need nobody. And an advice I will give to my freshman self is that it's okay to make a mistake and have a step back. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because there is a lot of people at Barclay who's gonna help you. And also enjoy the journey. And most of you gotta like be ready to every opportunity. Your hands gotta be open and be ready to take God's blessing, because He's gonna surprise you, because that's how God is.
Something I would say to my freshman self is just keep being confident, keep having fun, and the next 4 years, they go by so fast and so slow at the same time, but it's really fast. How God has transformed me is just being in a community where my friends and teachers and just people in general are praying for me. I've never had that many people genuinely care or pray for me, so that really has changed me a lot and helped me grow in my faith.
As far as being transformed, I say the biggest thing I learned is like just being patience, just having patience, to be honest, just on day-to-day things. And seeing yourself, I would say, is two things. One is learn to talk to everyone. You never know, like someone else could have the same interests as you. And probably my second thing is not everything is about basketball, to be honest.
How has God transformed me? I mean, I've just grown closer to Him, honestly. Like, I find myself praying a bit more. It's things just started making more sense. This questions I've been having, they clicked. So it's like, oh, everything kind of makes sense now. What would my totally senior self say to my freshman self? So what I would have told myself last year is stop procrastinating and just do your assignments, I think.
I've been transformed a lot since being here, even though I've only been here a couple years. I was going through a lot, but God has healed a lot of my mental health stuff, which was a really hard thing for me since being here through the community and just all of the amazing people that took time to get to know me, because that was a really hard part of my life. And I have learned to trust God and to surrender to Him, which I did not know how to do. And so, my senior self would say to my freshman self I had something that I was going to say. I guess to surrender, and that it's okay to change your mind, to change what you're doing, and that you don't have to be right all the time, and that you can ask questions.
How God has transformed my life since being at Barclay. I'd say the thing that I've seen in myself change the most is how I view spiritual formation and how I view worship. When I came in here, I'm from a Pentecostal background, so if you know anything about Pentecostals, to us worship looks a lot differently than other denominations. And so I took a few Jared Ross classes, and he used to always say, it's not either or, it's both and learning that having other elements of worship is important. And worship isn't just song, it's many other things, and that shaped the way I live, the way I live at home, the way I steward my home, and the importance of stewardship. It's just shaped the way I live my life, and that spiritual formation is a journey. It's long term, and you have to be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. Let God mold you. So I think that's what's changed for me the most.
I think it'd be easier to say how God hadn't transformed me, but God has transformed me a lot. I'm a completely different person than I was when I first came here. But I guess the advice I would give to my freshman self as a senior, first and foremost, would be don't play Mafia. If you know, you know. And then second would be, more practical, that your GPA does not define you.
How has God transformed me? Well, just learning about other denominations and learning more about other denominations, I would say, and how different denominations view theology and doctrine and stuff, and that, it all incorporates together. Christ did not come to start a denomination. He came to start a kingdom and to build the kingdom, and that's what we're working toward. What would my senior self say to my freshman self? Well, when I came at semester in 21, and second day on campus, my thought was, what the heck have I done? So I guess to my freshman self, I would say, hang on, it's worth it in the end. It's okay.
I had that same thought when I got here. God's transformed me. He's really showed me how to love myself and how to accept myself for who I am, and to realize that he loves me right where I am in my mess. I don't have to be any type of way in order to receive his grace and love. What I'd say to my senior self would say to my freshman self, and this is very simple, but the only way to finish an assignment is to start it. And all of us, I'm sure every one of us has struggled with the anxiety of an assignment, and you just put it off and you stress about it, and then you do it and it's done. You're like, that wasn't that bad. So that's my biggest advice to my freshman self, is just start the assignment. It'll get done if you start it. Oh, sure.
Okay, we're going to do, I know some of you already gave shout outs, but any advice you would leave to students here? And also, do you have any shout outs for anyone here?
I have two pieces of advice. First one is, don't let your Bible become a textbook. We're all in Bible classes, and we all, need to go to our Bible for answers for tests and papers and stuff, but don't let that be the only time you go to your Bible, is when you're trying to do an assignment. And the other piece of advice I have is, people's opinion of you is none of your business. What others think of you doesn't concern you, so don't get caught up in thinking that you're awkward or you're too weird or anything's different, because we're all awkward and weird and different. So shout outs, I have to shout out to Brocky. She's always been someone that checks on me and has just become a good friend. Adrian, love ya. Kevin and Jeannie. Josh isn't here, of course, and Aaron. Every teacher I've had has made a huge impact, so I definitely give a shout out to all of them.
As far as advice, just breathe. It's going to be okay. Okay. You will make it through. The drama's not always worth it, and it's okay.
My advice would be, you get out of Barclay what you put into it. So get involved, get connected. And then I wrote down my shout outs because I didn't want to forget anybody. Liz, thank you for giving me gluten-free ramen. That was really nice of you. Mikhail, you're awesome. Abishai, Tori, T, and Gloria. Peyton, you made Romans class manageable at 8 a.m. Caleb, thank you for late night Taco Bell runs. Thank you for not burning yourself when you tried to light 8 lighters at one time. Maggie Marsh, she was my first roommate. She took me to the ER one time. That was nice of her. Helen, she was a really great sweet mate, and she also took me to the ER one time. Thank you to Randy. She took me to the ER twice in my first month here. Kim Stewart, she was a great encouragement over my time here. All the faculty were great, but for specifics to all the faculty and staff whose office I cried in, Brocky, Ryan, Aaron, Miss Kayleen, Kevin Hayden, you made the list even though you've only been here a year. Jeannie, and then Derek, I'm sorry that every time I've ever come into your office, I've cried.
Any advice I'd like to leave, I would say let God love you where you're at now. Like, whether you're struggling with sin or things back home or undealt trauma, things you haven't healed from, let God love you where you're at now and to the potential of who he's molding you to be. So yeah, just let God love you where you're at now.
Well, I guess my advice would kind of be what my advice was to my freshman self. So, yeah, don't be afraid to change. And shout outs, I have a lot. I would really like to just say thank you to the theater here and Randy. You guys really kind of convinced me to come in the first place. Kim for working with me with my voice and just being a really great influence. Crying with me, all of the people that have cried with me, so my friends, Krista, Gloria, Tori, Nikita, Ariel, Peyton, just all of you guys. I love you, and you're my family here. So,
Any advice? Yeah, do your homework. That's a good one. Leave an open mind to other denominations. Because honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm Catholic, right? So every other denomination to me is wrong. So, no, you're all cool. So it's okay. Shout outs, Kim Stewart, bro's the GOAT. Kevin Hayden, bro's the GOAT. Derek's GOAT. Larry, you're a GOAT. Royce, you're the GOAT. And Aunt Randy, she's the reason I'm here. This is literally the only reason, because I wanted to do the shows, and then I made so many good friends. So we made good things come out of it. Yeah, that's all.
Advice I'd say is probably never fully know. I gave a few shout outs already, but besides the sports team, shout out to Miley, Tori, Jasmine, and Maddie. Y'all just been good friends always. Like, I always talk to y'all, so appreciate y'all.
Advice is get out of your room and do something fun and always participate, because you might think you won't like that event, but you won't know until you try it. And then another piece of advice would probably be make friends that wouldn't be in your typical friend group, because sometimes they're actually better than your typical friend group. Shout outs would be Larry, Todd, Brocky, Derek, Stephen King, and then Warren, Brian, Scarlett, Miley, and Croyance.
My advice would be show kindness and grace to others, because you really never know what someone may be going through. Because a simple act of kindness can make a huge difference in someone's day and even in their life. It is a beautiful way to spread positivity and make the world a better place. Be wise in every decision you make in life, and God is all you need. And shout out is just to Miss Rona. I love her so much, and everyone at this school. And if I ever did anything wrong to anyone, I really apologize, but maybe you did deserve that, but I'm sorry I'm sorry either way.
Any advice I give, I always make sure I include myself, because I'm learning and I'm still growing. But I would say invest in your time. Don't let things pass you by, because it goes by fast. Shout outs, I would say everybody, whether I know you or you know me, even like just walking past and saying hi, or just like little conversations. So, yep.
Oh, I forgot somebody. Shout out to Neil. We're here. Neil.
Oh, Neil?
Yeah.
Probably I would give two pieces of advice. The first would be choose to get interested, whether that's in people or in subjects or in classes that don't necessarily feel like they apply to you. Choosing to get interested is always, at the very least, going to make that time a lot more enjoyable, and it will also open yourself up to a lot of ideas and experiences that you never would have had otherwise. The other piece of advice I would give is learning to recognize and admit your failures and your lacks is the only way to actually grow and change. Choosing to put them off or pretending like they don't exist in order to conform yourself to a picture of yourself that you have in your head is going to keep you the same forever. Probably as far as shout-outs goes, there's so very many people, my wife Ariel being absolutely one of them. The rest of my family have been incredibly important. I think Kevin and Derek and Josh and Jesse and Jared are all just a fantastic bunch of people that I couldn't have done this without. Thank you also to all of the rest of my friends that I've made throughout this process.
Advice I would give, get out and try new things. Get out of your comfort zone. You never know if you might fall in love with them, enjoy them. You never know. Try out theater. And before you say, I can't act, I can't sing, I can't dance, well, I said the same thing, and here we are. Shout outs. I have to shout out Randy Shetley. She's the one who got me involved in theater in the first place. Kayleen Stevens, she's helped me throughout my time here through business classes and all the such. And just everyone around campus, students and staff who have encouraged me to no end.
All right, I would say that something of advice I would give you is that the professors all they feel like they're called to be here to help you. So the worst that happens if you email them and say, hey, can I turn this in late? The worst that's going to happen is they say no. But if you don't email them or reach out to them, you never know what they're going to say. But they're all here to help you. They're not trying to fail you. So make sure you turn your stuff in on time. But if you don't, go and talk to them. I feel like this place has, you can form relationships with your professors compared to other places where you're 200 people in a class and you're just kind of a number. So make relationships with your professors and go talk to them, and they will work with you. Shout outs, I have too many people I could shout out, but I'm just going to shout out Charlie. So, and the rest of you, you know who you are.
The advice that I would like to leave is, first and foremost, grades are important, but they are not as important as what you are getting out of the classes. So focus on getting stuff out of the classes rather than passing with an A. And then the other piece of advice is be open to friendships with people that you wouldn't expect to be. I met both Carlos and Canyon through video games, and both of them were not people that I thought I would be friends with, and they ended up becoming, might as well be brothers. As far as shout-outs, Derek, if I email you at 3 a.m., you do not have to respond.
Advice. Learn to be a good judge of character, and also be willing to change your mind. Shout-outs. Jeannie and Jared, thanks for basically being my parents the last 3 years. CD. Let's see, Kevin. Let's see, who else is here? There's not anybody else. There's not that many other people here. A bunch of people have left. So to everybody else who deserves a place on the shout-out list, whether you're here or not, you're included. Let's see. And lastly, I would like to shout out everyone who has made me food and saved me from having to eat in the cafeteria.
Advice I would like to leave is get outside, get some fresh air. You're only in college once. You can put your phone down for a little bit. It's okay, You know, it's good to go on a walk. And shout outs, like Caleb said, there were a lot of people who left, but Jared, Jeannie, CD, Marty, and I've only known Dylan for a couple weeks, but he's pretty cool.
I don't really have advice, so I'm just gonna get straight into shout outs. Big shout out to Ryan back there. Been a big help for me since I've been here. Kevin Mortimer, Miss Kayleen, also big people for me. I guess I'll shout out Billy over here. Brian, Chaz, Jew, Alex, CA, E-Man. Brothers for life now.
I don't really have any advice to give to anybody, so I'll do shout outs. Jeannie and Jared, shout out y'all, love y'all. Shout out to Shane Shetley, he was my first coach. I wasn't recruited here, so he let me walk on. Shout out to my friends, y'all know who y'all are, it's too many, quote unquote. Yeah, that's it. Oh, shout out my other basketball coaches too, and my basketball team.
So real quick, here's what we're going to do. You guys just do this fast if you want to pass the mic down. Just future plans. If you know those, go ahead and just tell us real quick where you're going to be. And if you don't have those, that's okay. Just pass the mic on.
What I look forward to in the future is really just traveling. I'm going overseas to play basketball. Don't know where yet, but it's happening. So, yeah, that's what I'm excited for in the future.
My future plans, I'll be working at Coke Industries this summer, and then I'll be coming back to school to get another degree.
Colorado with mountains and trees.
I'm looking forward to becoming an astronaut and going to space.
I'm excited for the job search and picking up and moving someplace completely different and starting brand new.
I'm going to be a detention officer at the jail over in Greensburg, so living in town for the next couple of years, y'all can't get rid of me yet.
I plan on working in theater, even though I'm leaving Barclay. I still want to pursue that, and I'm looking forward to it.
I am going to be pastoring in Rock Springs here. I'm moving very shortly, and I'm also having a child in September. So.
I'm looking to further my education and also just doing more adult things because, you know, been in college, so.
I'm looking to further my, I don't know if I want to be a lawyer or a therapist actually, but I'm going to figure it out. And I think I'm just going to be traveling and cook, eat food, meet good people, and meet my husband.
Okay. I'm going back home to Florida. I have one more year of undergrad work since I want to do physical therapy. So I'll be doing my one last year of undergrad at the University of South Florida. I already got accepted into there. And then I'll be finishing up biological health science. And then after that, I'll be going into the 3-year program for my doctorate.
I'm still deciding, to be honest. It's either between this criminal justice job I just got, this like behavioral tech, or I'm about to go play basketball overseas. So
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going home to Wichita and finding a job, but I'm excited to see where God takes me.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing either, but I'm excited to get to just continue living life with God as I do it. So.
I'll be the full-time worship director at Reach Church in Pratt, and yeah, that's it. Maybe a master's.
When I graduate, I'll have 5 classes left for my master's in family ministry here at Barclay's School of Graduate Studies, and I will be moving to Shelby, North Carolina to be the children's minister at Elizabeth Baptist Church.
I'll see you all next year.
I forgot to give a shout out to Elena Havelstadt. She is the best English teacher I've ever had in my life, and she helped me learn how to write papers, so I just meant to say that earlier. I have a job full-time here in Haviland, so I'll be sticking around and starting my master's in the fall.
Can you guys just give them a hand for doing this? I just want to say to all of you up here, I know sometimes it seems really intimidating to do this, but it's so important to have each one of you up here and your voice and how God's created you. And so thank you for saying yes. Thanks for participating. I want to invite each of you while you're, just take a moment will you just look across the stage and just see who maybe comes to your mind that you need to remember to keep praying for them as they leave here. So just take a minute to do that. And then just reminding you, there's 19 seats up here. We need you out here to fill some of the spaces that have been here. Just reminding you of that. I'm going to split us into half. So the first 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How about croyants? Croyants to here. You guys will go down this aisle. And Jaylyn down that way if you'll go that aisle. And we just want to invite you to move towards them. And we're just going to say a prayer for everyone. And then Jared's going to lead us in just a song together for them. Go ahead and gather around them, and we're going to pray for them. If we could do that together. Stay in the aisle. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. I know people are leaving, but let's go do that. I'm just going to invite just a couple of you from each side, just if you would lead out in prayer for the group that you're with, if you could do that. Just going to offer a prayer, and then Jared is going to lead us in just a simple chorus. May the peace of the Lord Christ go with you wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness, protect you through the storm. May he bring you home rejoicing at the wonders he has shown you. May he bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors. Amen? Okay. Go eat that good lunch Caleb's talking about.